Hello, boys and girls. This is Pa. Are you ready for another bedtime story? You are? Lovely. Have you brushed your teeth? Oh, lovely. Are you in your jammies? Terrific. Have you got your teddy? Nice. Now jump into bed. That's it. Snuggle in. Pull those blankets up. Are you ready to listen? Excellent. Tonight's story is a very special story. The story is called Addi's Farm Muffin Adventure. The sun was just beginning to rise over the rolling paddocks at Jezza and Cass's farm. The grass sparkled with morning dew. The sheep were stretching after a good night's sleep. And the rooster let out a loud cock-a-doodle-doo. Little Addi popped out of bed straight away, very excited. It's going to be a perfect baking day, she said with a huge smile. She hurried into the kitchen where her mum, Cass, was already setting out flour, butter, milk and sugar. Good morning, sleepyhead, smiled Cass. Would you like to help me bake some muffins today? Yes, please, cheered Addi. Her dad, Jezza, walked in wearing his old farm boots and a big hat, with some straw hanging out of his mouth. But first, he said, we need the most important ingredient of all. What is it? Asked Addi. Fresh eggs from our happy chickens. Addi grabbed her little woven basket, and together they walked down the garden path towards the chicken coop. Along the way, they passed the sheep, who gave a friendly baa, and the horses who gently neighed, as if they were saying good morning. When they reached the coop, the chickens clucked happily as they scratched around in the straw. Let's see what they've left us today, whispered Jezza. Addi carefully looked inside each nesting box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs, she counted proudly. Each egg was warm from the chickens, and Addi gently placed them into her basket. Thank you, girls, she said kindly. These will make the yummiest muffins ever. Just as they were about to leave, one cheeky little chicken hopped onto the fence and followed them all the way back to the farmhouse, making everyone laugh. Inside the warm kitchen, Cass washed Addi's hands before they began. You're in charge of cracking the eggs today, Mum said. Addi took a deep breath. Crack! The first egg landed perfectly in the bowl. Great job, smiled Jezza. Crack! The second egg was just as perfect. Then came the third. Crack! Plunk! A tiny piece of eggshell fell into the mixture. Oh no, giggled Addi. Cass laughed softly. Every great baker has done that before, Cass said. Together, they carefully fished the little shell out with a spoon. Next, Addi measured the flour while Jezza poured in the milk. Cass added butter and vanilla, and then Addi sprinkled in sweet blueberries. "Can I stir?" asked Addi. "You certainly can," said her mum. She mixed and mixed until the batter became smooth and creamy. As Cass spooned the mixture into the muffin tray, Jezza had a wonderful idea. "Let's make a surprise batch with chocolate chips too," he said. Addi's eyes lit up. "Ooh, Mila and Poppy will love those." Soon the muffins were in the oven. While they baked, Addi helped Jezza feed the calves, refill the water for the chickens, and collect a basket of juicy strawberries from the garden. The delicious smell of warm muffins drifted through the whole farmhouse. Ding went the oven. "The muffins are ready," called Cass. They looked golden, fluffy, and perfect. Just then, there was a knock at the front door. It was Mila, Poppy, and little Louie, who had come to visit for the afternoon. "We could smell your baking from outside," laughed Mila. "You have to try them," said Addi proudly. "I helped make them." Everyone chose their favourite. Mila picked a blueberry muffin, Poppy chose chocolate chip, and Louis happily held one almost as big as both his hands. Before taking a bite, Louis looked at everyone and said, "Cheers." Everyone laughed and gently tapped their muffins together before eating. "These are the best muffins ever," said Poppy. "I think they're made with a secret ingredient," smiled Jezza. "What secret ingredient?" asked the children. "Love," he replied with a wink. As the afternoon turned into evening, the cousins played hide and seek around the big gum trees. Watched the lambs bounce through the paddocks, and said goodnight to the chickens who had helped make the muffins. When the stars began to twinkle above the farm, Addi snuggled up with Mum and Dad. "Today was the best day," she whispered. Cass kissed her forehead. "It was special because we spent it together," she said. Addi closed her eyes with a happy smile, dreaming of more baking adventures, fresh eggs, and fun-filled days on the farm with Mum, Dad, and all her cousins. Good night, children. Sweet dreams. And don't forget, Pa loves you.